going on, fight fans? This is G-Funk coming at you again. Gonna do a video here about upcoming fights that are look like they're gonna happen or signed already, you know, official, whatever you want to call it. A lot of good fights coming up, you know. I know a few fights that were supposed to have already taken place were postponed, and looks like they're gonna happen again, or you know, whatever, later down the line when they were supposed to. But just want to go over a lot of the fights that are gonna come up that I'm pretty interested in. We got March 9th, the living legend himself, Bernard Hopkins, against Tavares Cloud. Gonna be interesting to see Hopkins, you know, does he still have it? I mean, he looks like he's, you know, still the fighter that he was at, you know, when he was dominating the middleweight division. You know, obviously he's gotten a little bit older, but you know, he's still able to hang with some of the young guns. Tavares Cloud is a guy who, you know, I'm not really big on myself. I don't really think he's that good, but I mean, he's young and he's a champion, and you know, Bernard Hopkins is gonna, you know, try to break his own record, I believe, and win another championship at age 48 or 49, whatever he is. You know, it's pretty amazing. You know, I've never really liked Bernard Hopkins myself. You know, I always thought that he was, you know, a very dirty fighter, and you know, also kind of boring to watch. But you know, I respect his legacy. You know, he's done a lot in the sport, and he's cleaned out a division. So, well, that's when he was at middleweight. He cleaned out a division. But you know, B-Hop, what can you say about the guy? You know, still fighting at damn near age 50. March 16th is Ricky Burns versus Miguel Vasquez. I think that's going to be a good fight. You know, I think it's a very underrated fight. I think that more people should be talking about that fight. Obviously, we know that Adrian Broner is the guy at 135, but these guys, you know, they're right behind him, in my opinion. And I would like to see Broner take on one of these guys before he eventually moves up to 140, which is, I think, is his plan to do. There's good fights at 140 for him, but I would like to see him beat the winner of this fight before he moves on and fights, you know, anybody at 140. Next is, I believe on the same date, I'm not quite sure. Let me check here. I think that Timothy Bradley's fighting that day as well. Yeah, he is. He's fighting Provendikov. Hope I'm saying his name right. Good to see Timothy Bradley back in action after he, you know, got his controversial win over Pacquiao. I mean, I know a lot of fans are still hating on him. A lot of Pacquiao fans, you know, they want to see this guy get murdered in the ring or outside the ring or whatever, you know. You know, I like Bradley. I think he's a good guy. He's you know, not a trash talker, not someone who's gonna, you know, put himself out there as a villain. You know, he, I think he's a really good guy, and he's a good boxer. You know, he's a hell of a boxer. He's undefeated. You know, all he does is win. Might not be the prettiest wins you've ever seen, but you know, hey, a win's a win. And he's fighting on the Russian. He's fighting the Russian on the 16th of March. Very interested to see how he does in that fight. So Tim Bradley in his comeback fight. Next fight that I'm very interested in is, you know, a lot of fanboys on each side, but, you know, hey, this is a fight that I've waited for a long time, and that's Nonito Donaire versus Guillermo Rigondeaux. That's going to be a hell of a fight, you know. This is truly a pick'em fight for me. I really don't know who's going to win at this point. You know, of course, I'm going to do a prediction video on it. You know, got to study some film and whatnot, and see what I come up with, give my honest and unbiased opinion on the fight. But it should be a hell of a fight. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I see that there's a couple of fights that are on my birthday. Looks like the boxing gods have, decided to give me a little gift on my birthday. And one of the fights is a heavyweight fight between Tyson Fury and Steve Cunningham. Pretty decent fight. And then now I've just heard about it today. It is Daniel Ponce de Leon versus Abner Mares. Oh man, that's gonna be a good fight. I think that's gonna be action-packed and just an all-around good fight. I think it could be an early candidate for fight of the year. Oh man, that's gonna be a hell of a fight. But hopefully, if Mares wins, he gets a shot at the winner of Donaire Rigondeaux. Hopefully Golden Boy and Top Rank can work out their differences and give us, the real fight fans, the fights that we want to see, because that's definitely a fight that we want to see, no doubt about it. We also got on the next weekend 2 fights that I'm looking forward to. Now, I already did a prediction video on Danny Garcia versus Zab Judah, so if you want to check that out, you can go ahead and check that out in my videos. And then we also got Sergio Martinez versus Martin Murray. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Not very happy with Sergio Martinez right now in his fight choice. I would have liked to see Maravilla fight somebody else in his division. This guy, Martin Murray, like I said, I've never even heard of this guy. He's not even in the top 10, as far as middleweights go. I would have liked to see him fight a Peter Quillen, GGG, Daniel Gale. I hope I'm saying his name right as well. And I would have liked to have seen him fight Felix Sturm. Somebody other than this guy. I'm very disappointed in his fight selection, but it is what it is. Obviously he wants to be the main guy, and he's looking for a big fight. But fighting guys like this doesn't really do much for me. Definitely would have liked to see him fight one of the younger guys in the division, one of the up-and-coming guys. And if not, hey, why don't you just move down and fight Floyd, like you've been saying? Try and pursue that, or fuck it, move up and fight Andre Ward. They say you walk around 175 or something like that. You can make a super middleweight if you needed to. But anybody other than this guy, give me a break with that. Okay, now the next fight card we got is the huge fight card that's on pay-per-view, Showtime pay-per-view. I want to point that out. May 4th, Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Robert the Gross Guerrero, and we finally got Canelo Alvarez to take on a real opponent for once. Finally, after 41 fights, he's gonna take on Austin Trout. Huge card. And not to mention a huge deal, because Floyd Mayweather says he's going to fight, I believe it's 6 times in a couple of years or something like that, which is huge news. And I'm glad to see that he's not fighting on HBO anymore, because, as you guys know, if you follow me, I can't fucking stand HBO. Their commentary, they're just so biased, and they just continue to dick ride and dick pull fighters, and it just kills me. I can't stand it. But I want to talk about these 2 fights real quick. First, I want to start with Canelo. Like I said, it's about time this guy stepped his game up and decided to take on a real challenge in Austin Trout. Trout is the real deal, in my opinion. I believe that he's definitely deserved everything he's got in the sport. He's proved himself with the win against Miguel Cotto. That was his biggest test. And, to me, he passed it, easily. I thought he won the fight. It was pretty clear he won it. And he's a dangerous guy in that division. He's a southpaw. He's big. He has a good jab. He's very slick, fast. We all know about Canelo. He's got a huge following. He looks flashy at times, throws, good combinations and things like that. But like I said, we're going to see how good he looks against a real light middleweight. We're going to find out how good he is once and for all. and can't wait to see it. Definitely gonna do a prediction on that. So stay tuned for that one. As for the Floyd Mayweather fight and Robert Guerrero, I know there's a lot of people that have been complaining about it, saying that it's not a good fight or whatever. I think it's a good fight. I mean, there's really nobody else in that division that he can fight besides, a couple other guys. And, to me, I mean, I don't want to see him fight Marquez again. I think that would just be the same thing. He already dominated the guy anyway for 12 rounds. What do you want to see that for again? Just because he knocked out Manny Pacquiao? Sorry, it's a no-go for me. If it's not him, then it's definitely not. If it's not Guerrero, it's not going to be Marquez. I would love to see him fight Tim Bradley, but we know the Top Rank and Golden Boy don't do promotions together. Or if Manny Pacquiao finally decides to take a test, he can fight Manny Pacquiao again. I mean, that fight might have a little something left. I think most hardcore fans can go without it. I mean, the casual fans will they'll buy that pay-per-view definitely, but me personally, I mean, if they fight, I would definitely see it. Do I need it at this point? Not really. But, let's just talk about the fight here with Guerrero. I think it's a good fight. He's young. He's hungry. He's only got one loss. He moved up after he was off for about 15 months or something like that. Moved up to welterweight. Got a good win against Aidin, a guy who was ducked by a lot of people. Then he fights Andre Berto in a fight where a lot of people thought he was going to lose, and he ends up winning that fight and winning it pretty convincingly to me. He did take a lot of shots, but hey, he took them. He showed that he could take a good shot, but he's a tough guy, and I think it's going to be a good fight for Floyd. Like I said, he's young, he's a southpaw, throws a lot of punches, and Mayweather's getting up there in age. Some people saying he's slowing down. I don't think he's slowing down too much, but he is getting up there in age, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, Floyd's going to be the favorite going into that fight, so it should be interesting to see it. Now, there's a couple of rematches that are going to take place up in the light heavyweight and super middleweight divisions, and that's Chad Dawson versus John Pascal. I'm sorry. Not really interested in that fight, to be honest with you. I'll watch it, but not really interested in it. And then we got Carl Froch versus Mikkel Kessler. Not really interested in it either, but I'll definitely watch it because I'm a fight fan. But one fight that I just heard about today as well, besides the Martes and Ponce de Leon, is Lamont Peterson versus Lucas Matisse. Man, that's going to be a good fight. That's happening on May 18th. I believe that's going to be a hell of a fight. Peterson, we all know that he had his issues with, PEDs or whatever. Came back and had a very strong performance against Kendall Holt. I thought he looked pretty good. And, we all know how Matisse's been looking lately. He's been just knocking everybody out, left and right. He's been looking unstoppable. Looking like definitely the hardest puncher at 140 pounds. But, Peterson is very good. He's going to be a good challenge for Matisse. You can bet I'm going to do a prediction video on that fight as well. Just trying to, catch up on some things. Work's been work. They've been killing me. But, I'll try to find the time to do what I got to do to get that video out. And also the Devon Alexander and Kell Brook fight is there in the same day. That fight was supposedly canceled or whatever because Mayweather thought he was going to fight him. They said something like that. But, obviously that didn't go through because he's going to fight Guerrero now. But, nice fight, but I'd rather watch Matisse versus Peterson on that day. I'll have to check that one out, on a nightcap or whatever after the other fight's over. But as for right now, I'm going to end the video right here because I'm almost out of time. But you guys go ahead and let me know which fights you're most looking forward to. And if there's any other ones that I missed, let me know. And this is G-Funk, and I'm getting ready to sign off. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video.